Good evening. Thank you so much for choosing Mwangaza 4 p.m. briefs. Welcome. My name is Kelvin Kariba. Welcome to our 4 p.m. bulletin. At least 20 striking nurses were injured after the Siaya County government allegedly unleashed goons on them during their peaceful demonstration in Siaya town. The nurses, who are now on the 13th day of their strike, had marched through the street of Siaya under the leadership of Kenya National Union of Nurses Siaya Branch Secretary Kennedy Hamisi and Chairman Dennis Omolo before their procession culminated at the gates of the county headquarters, where they were reportedly denied entry and subsequently attacked by individuals armed with batons.
And today, while we were approaching the governor's office, the gate was closed by the enforcement officers in that place. A guy called John Okello, and in the process he was engaging goons. Within a few minutes, we saw a group of goons coming within us, and then they were allowed to enter the gate of the governor. Within a few minutes, the police came in and started shooting in the air. Live bullets. As they were shooting in the air, the goons started beating our members here with the rungus, and our members have sustained a lot of injuries. We have recorded at least 20 casualties with serious injuries.
We are communicating like starting today. We are calling any other health worker, contracted included, nurses included. We can't be harassed by the security personnel, and we have all the legally required documents to make us march on the street. We are calling nurses will not go back on duty until this gentleman called Okoth resigns, who has hired goons to come and intimidate us.
We were doing peaceful demonstration. Tumetoka kwa mafamilia zetu, tunataka kurudi kwa mafamilia zetu. Tafadhali, sisi hatuna ubaya, msituumize. To our governor, sisi tunaomba tu tusikize. Our grievances tusikize, sisi hatuna ubaya. Ukishatumiza tu grievances zetu, sisi tutarudi tu makazi. Hatuna ubaya.
In a section of elected leaders in Kisii County have decried low turnout for voter registration and urged the youth to register with the Integration Electoral and Boundaries Commission in a bid to be eligible for voting ahead of the 2027 polls. This appeal comes even as the IBC chairman Ethekon promised a credible register when he officially launched the continuous voter registration exercise across the country. The MCA for Babasi Botangare ward underscored the importance of the youth who have issues with the state of the country's governors to turn out for registration.
I want to speak to the young people who have had serious issues on governance, that from what we've seen, from the figures we are seeing from the registration centers at the constituency level, there's a very low turnout of voters, young voters to be registered. I want to ask the young people who believe that they have a place to or a role to change our country, that they should come out in large numbers and register themselves so that they can be able to vote in 2027. There have been questions on whether the young vote will change the political dimensions of this country. I believe that the young people have a voice. Looking on what is happening through the internet, through TikTok, through Facebook, through WhatsApp, the young people of this country have resolved that they have to change the governance of the country. But they can only do that if they register as voters. That is why I take this opportunity to ask all young people in this country to come out in large numbers and register as voters so that we can be able to change our country.
First of all, I want to thank IBC for the reconstitution, and now the new chairman is up and running. So I want to take this opportunity to urge all people who have not taken votes to go and register, because it's through the registration that you can determine the leadership you want or you don't want. And a lot of noise that we hear can only be determined if we take votes to go and vote. And secondly, and more particularly, I want to urge those people that are young, the ones who are 18 years and above, those who have taken IDs first, they need to take their votes. And we have made arrangements before where now that once the votes are coming, the cards are coming out, identity cards, they also go and take voter cards. They need to register as voters in the various registration centers. And I also want to urge people to vote where they live. You know, there is a lot of movement around the time of voting. So let people, if you know you live permanently in Nairobi, vote there. If you know you live permanently in Kisii, vote there. Even if you come from, for example, Kisumu or Western. Because this is where you spend most of your time. So this is where you need your money to come to be able to do development.
The government of Kenya has stepped up its efforts to combat the ongoing drought crisis, with the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs, Geoffrey Ruku, flagging off a major consignment of relief food. The relief supplies dispatched from the National Cereals and Produce Board depot in Nairobi are destined for Mandera and Turkana counties, two of the hardest hit regions where hundreds of thousands are facing acute food shortages.
Yetu ni kusema ya kwamba serikali ya Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto imeweka mipango yote ya kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya wote wale ambao wako katika sehemu kafu kama kaunti ya Turkana na Mandera na Wajir na Garissa na Marsabit wameweka mipango ya kuhakikisha kwamba wananchi wote watakuwa na chakula ya kutosha. Na siku ya leo tumeanza mpango wa kupeleka chakula kwa wingi, chakula ya mwezi mzima kwa wale wote ambao wanaweza kuwa na chakula katika hiyo maeneo. Ndio maana tuko na maroli mingi, usururu wa maroli ambayo imeambatana hapa, yote ikiwa inajaa chakula, ikielekea Turkana na ingine ikielekea huko Mandera. Na vile vile tutafanya hivyo hivyo katika kaunti ya Marsabit, kaunti ya Turkana, kaunti ya Taita Taveta, kaunti ya Garissa na Wajir na kaunti zile zingine ambazo zinakumbana na hii hali ya kiangazi. Na tunajua kwamba hii mvua ambayo itanyesha mwezi ya 10 mpaka Disemba, kulingana na wataalamu wa hali ya anga, wanasema itakuwa mvua ambao sio sawasawa, sio mingi kulingana vile inapaswa. Na ndio sababu serikali ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto ikaweka mpango ya kuhakikisha kwamba hata tukifika Januari ama Februari ama hata Disemba, chakula ya kutosha iko, na tumesunguka katika haya stores ya Cereals Board na tumeona yote imejaa chakula. Kwa hivyo jameni, Wakenya wote mahali popote muko, mjue ya kwamba serikali yenu ikiongozwa na Mheshimiwa William Ruto, rais wenu, rais ambaye tunapenda, amefanya na ameweka mikakati ya kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya hawatarajaa.
And I can say one very big thank you from the word go to Waziri Ruku, who is the CS Ministry of Public Service and Special Programs, and also to His Excellency the President William Samoei Ruto, because it's the first time that the government has intervened in a drought situation in our region at this very early stage. In the past governments, what we have seen, they wait for livestock to die, they wait for people to die, that's when the intervention comes. But this one is a very proactive intervention where the government has done analysis, has sensed the drought is biting, and therefore we need to intervene before things get out of hand. And that is how it should be.
I want to concur with my colleague, Mheshimiwa Haro, what he has said. The situation is the same. It is about people who are becoming food insecure. And CS, food insecurity causes insecurity. in the wider perspective of the term insecurity. People are going to start going all over, looking for this way, for a way to live. And that is what brings cattle rustling. That is what is going to send our people across international boundaries looking for food. And that causes death, that causes people to lose lives and disorganizes and disorients people's livelihood. So whatever action the government has taken this time round is going to actually to contain this situation.
Residents of Thome in Laikipia Central have protested over delays in completion of construction of a crucial bridge that has seen the only water intake blocked for 3 months. What was supposed to be a big relief for over 800 homesteads and now has turned to be a source of agony for the residents who are now starting at a big loss after their crops dried up due to lack of irrigation water. They have also been left without water for domestic use, with each homestead now spending a minimum of 100 Kenya shillings in buying the essential commodity from water vendors.
Tumekaa hapa na tabu tangu CDF ifanye kazi, lakini hatujawahi ona. Huyu jamaa ametuzoea, daraja kabomoa. Hii ni daraja ile tunatumia kwa miaka 2 ama 3. Sasa sisi tuko na tabu, alibomoa intake yetu ya maji. Sasa tunashindwa ni nini tena? Anataka hata kuharibu uzazi wetu wa watoto. Tutafanyaje?
Madhara ile imeleta kwa watu wa Thome ni kubwa sana. Kwa sababu watu wengi sana wamepoteza mazao na wengine hata wanafikiria kuhama Thome waende kwa sababu ya tabu. Hasa jenzi wale tuko na wao huko, wengine wanafanya kazi ya kulima boga na hata kubeba, kila wakati wanapata riziki. Siku hizi hawapati kwa sababu mimea imekauka, hakuna watu wanalima sasa.
Sasa ile mbegu nishatumia mbegu ya 75,000. 75,000 imetumika kununua kwa duka. Sasa niko na watu na ajiri kama 30. Sasa watu wameumia, hata mimi nimeumia. Sasa mimi nashindwa tutakuja kupata faida lini kama hawa watu waheshimiwa tunawachagua wanasema ati huko wanafanya kazi na hakuna kazi wanafanya. Kila jambo wanaenda kudanganya mkubwa.
And that is all for now. Thank you so much for keeping it tuned. My name is Kelvin Kariba. Have a lovely evening.